Oo nga po at maraming nagpapahayag na opinyon at maraming sinasabi laban sa Senado at higit pa sa sinumang miyembro ng Senado laban sa inyong lingkod. But I consider that as part of the burden of leadership, Mr. President, Your Honor. Bahagi yan ng trabaho bilang tagapangulo ng Senado na balikatin kung anumang pagsubok, anumang pasanin, anumang patutsada na ibabato sa Senado o sa tagapangulo ng Senado kaugnay ng ginagawa o di nito ginagawa. Pero alalahanin din sana ng ating mga kababayan, bagaman karapatan nilang sabihin at magsabi ng kanilang nasa sa loob, tulad ng paggalang na ginagawa natin sa mga nagpapahayag ng kanilang opinyon sa labas lamang ng Senado. Para po sa akin, lahat po ito ay welcome at respetado ko dahil sa isang demokrasya, importante ang malayang pagpapahayag ng opinyon. Sa isang demokrasya, Ginoong Pangulo, hindi naman pwedeng nagkakasundo tayo sa lahat ng bagay. Sa isang demokrasya, tama lang, okay lang at dapat lang na magkakaiba tayo ng pananaw basta't hindi tayo nagsasakitan, basta't hindi tayo nag-aaway o dumarating sa punto na magkakasakitan. Malaya tayo makakapagdebate pero sa dulo, tulad lamang ng nakarang eleksyon, pagbobotohan po natin ito at ito'y masisettle sa pamamagitan ng botohan. Sino man ang manalo sa botohan, hindi nangangahulugang tama. Sino man ang matalo, hindi nangangahulugang mali. Iyon ang gusto ng nakararami. Gayon din sa mga opinyon na inihahayag sa ngayon. Hindi porkit yan ang tingin ninyo, tama na kayo. Hindi porkit na hindi sang-ayon ang ibang tao sa inyo, mali na sila. Hindi po ganun yun. That I am not, or anyone here in the Senate is not on your side, does not mean that they are wrong and you are right. Only history will be the judge of that. Kaugnay naman ng mga legal na opinyon. Dapat ganito, dapat ganyan, ito ang forthwith, dapat ngayon na, dapat bukas, pwede sa Miyerkules. Ang pwede lamang po naman magpasya ng legalidad niyan ay ang Korte Suprema.
Hello po mga ka-viral and welcome back again to this YouTube channel. Latest update na naman tayo ngayon. 18 mga senador na pumabor na ibalik ang articles of impeachment sa Kamara against VP Sara Duterte ay maaaring mahaharap sa grave abuse of discretion. Ito ang naging pahayag ni former Chief Justice ng Supreme Court na si Justice Renato Puno. Senate President Francis Chis Escudero ay nahaharap ngayon sa panawagan na bumaba na bilang Senate President. Biased at call for inhibition ang sigaw ngayon ng ilang mga grupo sa Senado hinggil sa naging desisyon ng impeachment court na ipabalik ang articles of impeachment to certify sa lower house bilang mga prosecutors. Nang tanungin, si dating Supreme Court Chief Justice Renato Puno ay irregular but not unconstitutional ang ginawa ng Senado dahil di umano sa walang nakasaad sa konstitusyon na motion for remand sa procedure ng impeachment court. Aniya ay kung mayroong nararapat na mag-call for motion for remand ay ang kampo dapat ni VP Sara Duterte ang gumawa nito. Dapat maging impartial di umano ang Senado sa impeachment, subalit madiin ang naging desisyon ni Senate President Escudero na tangi ang Senate as an impeachment court ang may sole power na binigay ang Constitution na magdesisyon kung ano ang tama at hindi sa impeachment cases. Napapaloob sa motion for remand ang pag-raise ng issue tungkol di umano sa maaring paglabag ng Kamara sa 1-year ban ng pagpasa ng articles of impeachment sa isang opisyal. Bagay na inireklamo din ng kampo ni VP Sara Duterte sa Supreme Court subalit wala pa ring tugon dito ang kataas-taasang hukuman. Nang tinanong naman si former Chief Justice Puno kung maaari bang mag-inhibit ang ilang mga senador na tatayong impeachment judge dahil sa issue ng impartiality, ay maaari lamang di umano na mag-voluntarily self-inhibit ang mga senador o to recuse sa impeachment judges. Ayon naman kay Senate President Chis Escudero ay wala siyang karapatan na magdesisyon to inhibit sa kanyang kapwa-senador o hindi sila maaring magbutuhan kung sino-sino ang pwede at hindi pwede na tatayong impeachment judge unless matanggal ang nasabing senador kaya hindi na makakaupo pa as an impeachment judge.
A particular provision of the Constitution, a question of law. Ang may ultimate jurisdiction dyan ay ang Supreme Court.
Chief Justice, several times kasi po you mentioned na yung issue ng one-year ban, hindi pwedeng erase yan ng mga members ng impeachment court. Ang dapat nag-raise niyan ay yung kampo ni VP Sara, which they did nga noong February 18 with the Supreme Court. So my question is, did the senator judges violate anything when they raised that issue as senator judges?
As a motion.
And what can or should be done about that violation, if anything at all? Kasi they're senator judges eh. Some people have mentioned inhibition, recusing themselves, but those are all voluntary. But those are all voluntary, understand eh. Nobody can force them to do anything about that. So what are we left with? Kumbaga, what is the recourse as far as that is concerned?
Ay tama po yun, yung mga we expect both parties to be filing motions for inhibition. Both parties magpa-file yan ng motions for inhibition. And those motions are addressed to the particular senator concerned.
Opo.
And so it will be the senator concerned who will resolve whether he will voluntarily inhibit or not. Pero having said so, kung mali po yung halimbawa hindi nag-inhibit pero klarong dapat mag-inhibit, that will erode the credibility of the members of the impeachment court. Dahil kahit anong sabihin nila, ang mga parties na nag-a-appear dyan sa impeachment court, they are entitled to the protection of the Constitution. And one protection is their entitlement to judges who are fair and whose integrity cannot be questioned. Hindi dahil nag-appear sila dyan sa impeachment court, they have surrendered their constitutional rights to due process.
Pero CJ, for example po, nung Independence Day, at least 2 senator judges appeared with VP Sara in Kuala Lumpur and endorsed VP Sara for the presidency in 2028. And of course, VP Sara is the accused in the impeachment case. So there are a lot of questions by a lot of people na parang, so pwede ba yun?
Kung strictly judicial proceedings yan, cover dyan yung judicial ethics. Kanyan, talagang may magkakaroon ng ground to disqualify them. But as I said, they have their own rules and regulations. But again, they have to be reminded that they are bound by the constitutional command on due process. And due process calls for judges who are fair and impartial in resolving disputes of this nature.
But on the other side of it, then sorry, let me just point out that si VP Sara also said kung if we're going to talk about inhibition, dapat ma-inhibit din yung kabilang side, which is yung mga nagsabi before. For example, Senator Ontiveros who was quoted allegedly before saying that the Dutertes must be destroyed daw. Tapos meron pa tumawag sa kanya na unhinged. So her point being, dapat yung kabilang side din mag-inhibit from that.
Pero di ba dapat, Chief Justice, merong parameters yan. Halimbawa, pag nagsimula na yung impeachment, doon ka na mag-i-inhibit kung magpapakita. Pero bago nagsimula yung impeachment, may political na bakbakan, hindi, ibang usapin yun. Pero yung nagsimula na yung impeachment, ikaw ay judge na, tapos ganyan pa yung gagawin mo, iba yun. No? Iba yung rules pag yung nagsimula na yung impeachment.
Kasi we saw, for example, a photo of several judges wearing the robes already, doing the fist bump of the
yun din.
Pero, ayun, baka iba pa yun eh. Pero yung i-endorse mo, yung akusado na ikaw ay isa sa mga judge, ibang usapin yon. Kesa nung before yung impeachment process, nagbabakbakan kayo as political protagonist and antagonist.
Pero Chief Justice, meron bang magagawa doon? Ang ini-issue lang naman dyan, kasi alam naman natin lahat actually yung posisyon ng mga senador, ang ini-issue dito, bakit sumama kayo doon sa akusado all the way to Kuala Lumpur nung nakapanumpa na kayo? Wala bang ano doon? Wala bang we're talking about due process here. You are a judge. Sumama ka doon sa respondent, nakapag-oath na kayo. The court has convened. Wala bang accountability doon na
Tapos
pwedeng gawin?
nag-endorsement pa.
Ay, yun ang
Hindi, endorsement political. Pero yung sa ganyan, may magagawa ba doon, Chief?
yun ang sinasabi ko. We can expect as the proceedings go on. Pag nagkaroon na ng jurisdiction yung impeachment court sa person ni VP Sara, na-issue na yung summons, nag-answer na siya, before the formal trial begins, expect both parties to be filing these motions for inhibition. At again, that will depend on the rules.
Pero di
Hindi
ba,
kagaya sa usual judicial proceedings, very clear ang rules yan. But
Pero
whatever their rules, whatever is their power to promulgate their rules should not violate the Constitution, especially the provision on due process.
pero di ba, Chief Justice, yung inhibition is something personal. Wala masyadong mga rules na established dyan. Parang delikadesa. Walang batas tungkol sa delikadesa eh. Parang, parang publiko na yung hahatol sa'yo.
Oo, pero let us not forget that the rules that they adopted in a supplementary way yung rules of court na promulgate ng Supreme Court and all the relevant rules on this matter. That should include perhaps grounds for inhibition, although suppletorily ang application.
Chief
Chief,
Justice,
yung ganyan ba hindi covered nung Code of Conduct? Kasi nagtatanungan ngayon mga tao, ano kayang pwedeng gawin? Hindi ba covered ng Code of Conduct yan? We have a law on Code of Conduct for government officials.
6713.
Wala bang di ba kaya i-cover yan ng batas na yan?
Yeah, but more than that, yung fairness ng mga judges covered yan ng Constitution. The demand of the Constitution that part of due process is the right to be tried by impartial judges.
Impartial, yes.
Yes.
Chief Justice, yung order to remand ng Senate carried with it two orders. The first one ordering the 19th Congress to give an assurance na it did it within the constitutional bounds, yung one-year ban. I think that's probably resolved already by Resolution 2346 na pinasa ng Kongreso the other night. But the second question is this, the second order is this. The second order is for the 20th Congress to give an assurance that it is still interested in pursuing the articles of impeachment in the 20th Congress.
Kahit hindi pa nagko-convene yung
Oo.
20th Congress.
Ang tanong ko po, paano po kung sakali lang na yung 20th Congress decides to say na we're no longer interested in pursuing the articles of impeachment. How does that work now? Gayong na-impeach na yung isa, tapos yung susunod na Kongreso, kung sakali lang sinabi na hindi na kami interesado for political reasons or for any reason at all. What happens then?
Again, dapat intindihan natin yung constitutional predicate yan, yung premise yan. Bakit nila ipakokomentin yung incoming members ng 20th Congress?
Hindi pa nga.
Ang implicit premise yan ay itong impeachment court is not a continuing body. Yan ang premise yan. Is that correct or not? Dapat yun, that's a noble, difficult legal question. But that premise should be the subject of debate kung tama yan o hindi. At ang prevailing jurisprudence dyan, yung impeachment court is a continuing body. Dahil ang jurisdiction was imposed by the Constitution on the court itself as a separate institution. Yung jurisdiction was not given to the persons of the senators. So yung impeachment court, it stays regardless of the changes in the personalities of the senators. At yan namang provision na yan, kinopya natin sa US Constitution yan eh. At kung pag-aaralan natin, yung naging practice sa Senate, gano'n yan, consistent yan, yung recognition na yung impeachment court is a continuing body. And regardless of the changes in the political complexion of the senators, yung jurisdiction continuous. Kanya kung susundin natin yun, hindi kailangan na tanungin yung 20th Congress, yung mga senators doon.
Pero
Whether they will continue the impeachment process.
Pero CJ, given what you said po, but what if the next Congress says nga na
They don't wanna continue it.
in compliance with this order of the Senate impeachment court, in compliance, what if the 20th Congress says, okay, so we're not interested anymore? Paano na mangyayari sa impeachment?
Hindi ko maintindihan kung anong gagawin ng House dyan. Are they willing to concede that the impeachment court is not a continuing body? Kung i-concede nila yan, then magko-comply sila doon sa second part ng resolution. But if they believe otherwise, if they believe that the impeachment court is a continuing body, they should raise that in a motion for reconsideration before the Senate impeachment court.
Kung i-raise nila yung Chief Justice sa Supreme Court, ang Supreme Court ba will act on it forthwith? Or will it take time? Or hindi na nila didesisyonan? Dahil nga, very delicate yung issue ng impeachment even for the Supreme Court.
Ay, hindi natin masabi kung ano magiging immediate response ng Supreme Court. But that is a noble issue that will be raised for the first time before the Supreme Court, and it is an important issue. But it's difficult to tell the time frame when the Supreme Court will come out with a decision. Alam naman natin na yung Supreme Court is a collegiate body. Mahaba din yung proseso niyan. May mga filing of answer, then reply, kung ano pa, hearing, and then it's a 15-month court, marami rin debate dyan.
Oo nga,
But
sir.
certainly,
Yeah.
it can be raised in the Supreme Court.
Guests, first, our guest for today, we've got the distinguished former Chief Justice and now Philippine Constitution Association Chair, Attorney Renato Puno. CJ Puno, good afternoon. Thank you for making time for us.
Good afternoon, Chief Justice.
Good afternoon, Chief Justice.
Good afternoon, Justice.
Good afternoon sa inyong lahat.
Good afternoon, sir. Unahin ko na po yung PhilConsa, no? This is the group that you chair, Philippine Constitution Association. And nung weekend, I mean, a few days ago, you were quoted as saying that yung issue with the impeachment has raised grave constitutional questions and challenges the integrity of the impeachment process because ni-remand ng Senate yung articles of impeachment back to the House. I wonder if you could explain what you mean by that.
Yes, let me do it in a very abbreviated way. Number one, we believe that this order is against the Constitution, especially the provision which gives the House of the Representatives the exclusive power to initiate impeachment proceedings. Ang gustong sabihin nun ay yung question nung validity nung articles of impeachment ay may sariling panahon at nagtatakda din kung sino ang dapat mag-raise ng punto na ito. Hindi yung sinasabi nila na dapat maliwanag na may compliance doon sa 1 year rule. Hindi naman jurisdictional yun eh. Yun it goes to the cause of action of the House prosecutors. Ang ibig sabihin, hindi naman dapat mauna yan, yung issue na yan, na desisyonan ng impeachment court. Yan dapat i-raise noong respondent nung Vice President as one of her affirmative defenses.
Mhm.
Pero kung gano'n ang proseso, ang gusto sabihin, ay pababayaan muna na yung prosecution nang magpresenta ng kanilang ebidensya. I-prove nila na may cause of action sila. At pagtatapos noon, ay turn naman ng defendant to raise all issues which form part of their affirmative defenses. At ang isa dyan na may raise nila ay yung violation ng 1 year rule. Ganon ang proseso. Hindi dapat unahin yan. At lalong-lalo na, hindi dapat ang nagre-raise yan ay yung members ng impeachment court. Kung hindi, ay mapapaghinalaan sila na sila ay may kinikiligan. More or less, that is our sense of the situation.
Chief Justice,
At
yes po.
nire-raise namin yung mga issues na yan para tulungan yung ating impeachment court na maayos yung mga orders, hindi ma-question with respect to their constitutionality and their legality para umusad na yung trial ng impeachment court. Hindi kami nakikialam sa magiging resulta niyang trial, whether the decision will be for conviction or for acquittal. We leave that to the judgment of the impeachment court. Ang dapat lang matulungan natin yung impeachment court na yung mga orders ay hindi ma-question so that whatever is their decision will enjoy more credibility.
Chief Justice, if I may, I have several questions but let me boil it down to this na lang. At this point in particular, kasi sabi nga ninyo, it is against the Constitution, itong ginawa ng Senate Impeachment Court in remanding and ordering the Congress to do these things. Is it already a justiciable issue, and can somebody already question it before Supreme Court? Or let me boil it down to this. Should somebody, do you think, question it before the Supreme Court?
Ay siguro premature pa yan kasi hindi pa natin alam kung ano ang magiging response ng House prosecutors. Nalalabuan din ako sa mga pananalita nila.
Sasagot po.
Mayroong balita na yung House already passed a resolution complying with the remand order. In other words, certifying that the articles of impeachment were done in accord with the 1 year ban. On the other hand, meron namang statement itong mga prosecutors that they will still file a motion for clarification. At hindi ko rin maintindihan bakit motion for clarification ang ipafile nila. Pag final mo yung motion for clarification, implicitly, you are conceding the validity of the order. I do not know why they will file a motion for clarification. Hindi yung motion for reconsideration where they can attack the constitutional validity of the order.
Chief Justice, marami hong lumabas na mga bagong salita dito sa proseso na ito na sinimulan sa Senado. May hindi pa nga natuloy pero binanggit de facto dismissal. Tapos ito nga,
Functional
yung
dismissal.
pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, itong remand. Ito naman mga senador na gumawa nitong mga salitang ito ay mga abogado, hindi lang sila mga senador. Pero di ba, Chief Justice, meron ng dito, meron ng president dito sa usapin ng one-year ban. Di ba, na-decision na yan twice yata ng Supreme Court? Kaya dapat alam ng mga abogado na senador na yung kanilang ginawa ay hindi constitutional.
Oh, may naging desisyon na nga dyan. At yan, dinesisyonan doon sa kaso ni Francisco versus House of Representatives. Ang decision doon ay yun na nga na there is a one-year ban. Pero yung factual milieu nung kaso na yun ay iba naman dito sa factual milieu nitong kaso kontra kay BP Sara. Kaya yan, yung facts hindi masyado pang establish. Contentious yung nangyari doon sa House. Kanya yan, ang makaka-invoke lang yan para ilatag yung tunay na nangyari, tunay na facts, si BP Sara. At sabi ko nga, i-invoke niya yan as one of her affirmative defenses. Mag-uusapan sila dyan na kung ano talaga ang nangyari, what are the real facts, and what is the applicable law. Pero yung contentious yung nangyari sa House, di natin alam kung ano yung totoong facts. So, ganun ang dapat na sistema dyan.
Pero
Ang magre-raise dyan si BP Sara, hindi yung mga miyembro ng impeachment court.
Yes. Pero Chief Justice,
Pero you're saying, Chief Justice, walang president actually sa kaso ni VP Sara kung kailan nga talaga mag-uumpisa yung one-year ban. Kasi yun ang sinasabi ng Secretary General ng House sa amin noon it starts when you file it with the House Committee on Justice. So okay naman daw pa yan, yung kasong yan, pwede pa. Yun ang sinasabi niya. Sino ba magde-determine ng one-year period? Yung bang House, rules of the House on impeachment, o kailangan pa ng Supreme Court ruling?
Hindi, siyempre, ang magiging paninindigan ng House, they complied with the one-year rule. But that is just an allegation. Pwede naman i-contest ni BP Sara na violate yung one-year ban. Pero yan, magpipresentahan sila ng kanya-kanyang ebidensya with respect to what really happened. At hindi pwedeng ang magre-raise dyan mga miyembro ng impeachment court dahil hindi settled yung facts.
yes. Na-raise po yan, Chief Justice ni Vice President Sara doon sa kasong final niya to dismiss
Supreme
yung
Court.
impeachment